What is going on, ladies and gents? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com.
Crystal Love, KetoBrick.com.
Yeah, buddy. Today we're gonna make some bagels.
Bagels.
Bagels. I can't say bagels. Bagels. She makes fun of me.
Yes.
Who
doesn't make fun of that?
Huge shout out to Rachel Gregory. This is actually her recipe.
And we got the okay to use it. We asked her if we could use it. She said absolutely. And there's a bunch of really, really amazing recipes in this book. So check it out.
We have a recipe in that book. The omega-3 pizza.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So we're gonna have this is called the Keto Everything Bagel. And you're gonna need 2 cups of shredded mozzarella. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons cream cheese, 1.5 cup almond flour, 1 whole egg, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt, pink Himalayan salt, and 1 tablespoon everything but the bagel seasoning.
Why is this so hard for him?
Bagel. All right.
Bagel.
These ingredients yield these macros.
So for 8 of these bagels, this is what it is. This is what the breakdown is for one single bagel. So it's 241 calories, 19 grams of fat, 12 grams of protein, 5.5 grams of carbs, and 2.5 grams of those are fiber, which breaks down to 71% fat, 19.9% protein, and 9.1% carbs.
Boom. Let's make this thing. All right, y'all. We are at Kroger's. We're going to be getting some recipes for these bagels. Isn't that right, Crystal?
Keto Savage Kitchen.
Keto Savage Kitchen. Let's do it.
Let's go. But first, coffee.
So a while back, we did this thing where we would only drink Starbucks coffee if we were traveling, and we've not been very good at keeping up with that.
All right, so we're gonna need a couple of cups of mozzarella cheese shredded. We don't generally go for the pre-shredded. We usually shred it ourselves, but we're kind of in a pinch tonight, so we're gonna go for this. Cream cheese for the win.
All right, y'all. Vegan mayonnaise for the win. I'm just joking.
All right, we're gonna need just 1 egg, but we're gonna get a whole thing of them because we don't have any eggs.
All right, y'all. Now it's time for the most important ingredients. Actually, it's only important because I'm the one representing this one and not Crystal. Almond flour.
For cards, then scan next item. 8.90.
All right, we are back. Let's make this thing. What we got?
All right, so first things first is you want to make sure that your pan has been oiled. I used butter because I prefer the taste of butter anyways, so I used butter in each one of these. If you don't have a donut/bagel tray, you can just use a flat sheet pan and make sure to put parchment paper over it. That's gonna help it from sticking. So butter, oil, parchment paper, whatever you wanna use in there. Next, I've already pre-batched all of this stuff. I've already made it with the proper amounts. So this is 2 cups of the mozzarella cheese, and then there's 1 ounce, 2 tablespoons of the cream cheese. We're gonna stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time, and I think we're gonna do it twice.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Also, while everything's kind of while you're getting organized, go ahead and preheat your oven to 450 degrees.
Nope, 400 degrees even.
400 degrees even.
All right, so this is what it looks like the first 30 seconds. The cream cheese is just about the only thing that has melted. So I'm gonna mix it together, and I'm just gonna put it right back into the microwave. All right, and here is after the other 30 seconds. If it needs a little bit more time to melt, you are welcome to stick it back in the microwave for another 10 to 20 seconds is probably all it is gonna need. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it does look good. We just wanna eat it now.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of flatten it through here, and then we are going to add all of these powders, which is the almond flour, the baking powder, and the salt. Do you want to add that?
I'd love to add this bit. Let me just mix it up.
Yep. And it does say to use a spatula or your hands, but we're using a fork because we are crazy like that.
Super.
You kind of just gotta like mix, like knead it in almost. Can we do it?
Yes.
It's funny because like Robert has a hard time with this, but I also have a hard time watching him do it. Like, ooh, let me just do it. So I do want to I'm going to get my hands in here. I do want to get most of this mixed up before I add the egg. So do try and do that before you add the egg in next.
I'm excited to like have a bagel egg sandwich in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be so good.
It is going to be good. So it's pretty much supposed to look like dough. And it is pretty much getting there. I want to mix in all this almond flour and all the goodness in there.
It does look just like dough though.
Yeah, it does.
You can never go wrong with a fat head dough.
Yeah. All right, so next, Robert, would you please crack the egg in here?
Love to, baby.
Thank you. So I'm just gonna pretty much knead this in there as well. I actually much prefer to use my hands when doing baking stuff or mixing things. Some people don't want to get their hands dirty. I generally take my ring off before I do this because rings carry germs.
But hey, we're about to get married, so your germs are my germs.
Yeah. All right. So, since we only have 6 thingies, little things, we're going to just break it up into 6, and I did this before and I actually thought it was perfect size, so we're gonna do it by 6. And again, this recipe is based off of 8, but we don't mind a little bit of more food in our diet now, do we?
That's right.
So I'm gonna try and break this up into like pretty much 6 even pieces. Again, if you're following the recipe, you're gonna do it into 8 even pieces. And while I am doing this part, Robert, if you want to sprinkle the seasoning in there.
Sprinkle seasoning.
You're supposed to sprinkle the seasoning on the top, but the part that will go in there first is what I like to view as the top because it's like rounder and prettier. So I will sprinkle that on the bottom. You just got to make sure you don't overcook it because then it'll be burnt. Add more or less. The recipe calls for a tablespoon, but we like a lot because it's delicious. All right, so I'm putting these into balls, but you don't have to put them into balls. It's just a way for me to see that they're more even. All right, so you want to get your hands dirty?
Sure.
Okay, so grab a ball. And I just kind of back and forth it a little bit until it becomes like a long thing that we can actually just lay in these pans. So once it becomes long enough where you can either make it a circle or in your own pan, what?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Robert, always up to mischief here. So I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna kind of squish it in there and make it completely round. Now if you don't have one that is rounded like this, you're just gonna make a circle and try and make it as even as you can on the parchment paper. Yum, looks delicious.
All right, so now we have all of our bagels in our molds. Go ahead and season the top of them too, the bottom of them.
Because we like extra seasoning, we can.
I can't open this thing. There we go. We've got everything but the bagel on the bottle. All right.
Now we're going to stick it in the oven at 400 degrees for
10 minutes.
12 to 15 minutes.
12 to 15 minutes. We'll holler back at you then. Alright, we are back in action. It's been 10 minutes. Our bagels have risen. And I'm excited to try these.
Ours is like a little oven, so ours was 10 minutes. For a normal size oven, I could see 12 to 15 minutes for sure.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try and like loosen mine up a little bit before I try and completely remove it. It's hot. It's for sure hot.
It's for sure hot.
Ooh, yummy. I guess I do like the top part better.
Yeah.
The side better.
Alright. You want to try that?
Sure.
I'm excited to try this thing here.
The rest of it later.
Alright. So the texture is, I mean, it's a little bit more spongy than a normal bagel, obviously.
Also, as it settles, it's going to become more bagel-like. Right now, it's still a little cheesy because it's hot.
Yeah. I'm excited to try this though.
Oh my gosh.
They're really good, y'all. It is so good.
That is so good. And I've had these before, but I haven't had it hot.
Hot.
I know, I said that weird. Bagel.
So what are we gonna give this on a nutritional density scale? It's not the most nutritional thing.
Maybe like
A 6.
4.
5.
5 seems fair.
5. What about on a ease of use or ease of creation?
I say for most keto people, these are things that you already have in your home. And I would say probably like a 8 or a 9.
8 or 9?
Like you literally throw it in the oven, mix it together, and stick it in the oven. Stick it in the microwave and then in the oven.
That's my piece.
That was definitely mine. Trying to steal my
What
pieces.
about what was the other one? Taste, obviously.
So good.
I'm gonna give this like a, I don't know, if I'm craving bread, this would definitely satisfy that craving. I'm gonna give it a 10 if I'm hungry for bread, a 9 if I'm just normal. 8 or 9 probably just normal.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5. No. Either that or you don't get one in the morning.
What?
It's 4 for the boy that
Fine.
are coming to stay. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 because I love. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I give it a 10.
Give it
I
10.
can't figure out why I wouldn't give it a 10. Like this is freaking delicious.
What's the other grading criteria?
Price.
Price?
Super easy, super cheap.
Yeah,
The most
super
expensive
cheap.
item is gonna be almond flour.
Yeah.
But the almond flour that you buy is gonna give you more recipes than just this. You're only using a cup and a half.
9 on price?
Yeah, 9 on price.
9 on price. All right, y'all. That
Yum.
concludes our Keto Savage Kitchen
Thank you
episode.
again, Rachel. Killing it
Gregory,
keto.
yeah. Check her out. Follow her on social.
Yeah,
Make her
Killing It Keto
recipes.
on Facebook and Instagram. This is the ketogenic diet, 21-day ketogenic diet for weight loss. You can also get these at like
Amazon.
Costco, I think.
Yeah. Not Amazon, but well, Amazon too, but also Barnes and Noble, I think.
Barnes and Noble, yeah. So super awesome. Thank you so much for the recipe. We are stoked about it.
Yes.
Gonna have to make these all the time now.
All time now. See you tomorrow.
Bye.